Please rewind this cassette.
Yeah, Lizard stuff was great.
Yeah, dude, you need to do a comic book or some shit. I mean, fuck, you draw shit in like fucking. It kind of looks like Brandon Small's artwork. The home movies Metalocalypse guy.
Destroy's putting me out of a job.
What job?
Exactly.
AI's doing unemployment now.
Chewie just says fuck. I've always wanted to add subtitles.
It's Peter Mayhew trying to look through the costume. He just always looks like like
That
he's
looks
squinting, like,
awesome.
high.
It looks like concept art. I love it. That's because it
Yeah.
partly is, but
Yeah, that shot's fucking awesome. I'm assuming there's like a painting in there, maybe.
yeah.
Does Chewie have a little mustache?
Yes, he does.
It looks like over the upper lip he's got a stash.
He's leaning up against Chewie and shit too. No, I love Han and Luke in the Stormtrooper outfits. I think I had the action figure of Luke in a trooper outfit. I think it's awesome. It's
He
aesthetically,
pulls it off well.
Yeah, it's aesthetically very pleasing, them being in.
Robots are cool. Like in a video game when you get to play as a robot, why would you play as a person?
Yeah, there is a video game vibe to it, like the outfit. Because I know George talked about that as things you don't think about. Like, there's not costume changes in the movie. They wear the same outfit the whole time, and then this is it. But it's so they can save money on costumes. And it's not something you think about when you watch Star Wars. You're like, oh yeah, they wear the same outfits the whole time.
Would have been excess to have Chewie in a Stormtrooper outfit as well.
That would be hysterical. Everyone's like, that guy's pretty big. Hair
It's just a bunch of
sticking
fur
out.
hanging out.
Yeah. And the stormtroopers are too dumb to notice. Yeah, Han putting his legs up in the outfit and everything like that. It's just
So made to meet Leia yet, so he can't have like the romantic chemistry, so he just has it with Luke here.
The Stormtroopers in like the Empire grunts in the original trilogy I've always loved because like they just treat it like a job.
Yeah,
They're not like dedicated like SS officers. They're
I
just, like,
love the stormtroopers. I'm with you. I think stormtroopers rule. Well, that's the thing where they're like they're bad at their job military. It's like, well, yeah, clearly it's just like it's borderline implied. They're just like dudes. There's nothing special about them. They're not a special corps. Like there probably is versions of that within the Empire. But to me, it seems like the Empire is like, I've always get the vibe that they're running over budget and they've reached a level of excess, even with the Emperor, to where like they're kind of like running on fumes budgetarily, is how I always kind of felt about the Empire. Like there's not a good economy going on right now.
And also, most people are bad at their jobs.
Yeah.
There's a recession.
It feels that way in the OT. It doesn't feel like we're in like a boom economy. And it feels like the Empire. I even think everything being kind of scrappy. It's like, oh, maybe the Empire ran down the galaxy's resources over the decades and power.
Oh, it's a giant space station the size of a planet. It's like, yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah, how much money did they put in that and it blows up?
And they were like, do it again.
Yeah, because was Tarkin good at his job? Kind of blew.
I mean, we don't know Vader's not.
Yeah, Tarkin kind of fucked up that old Death Star thing. It's like pretty important thing to take care of. It's like $100 trillion project, and it lasts like a week.
It's like they just have like a big self-destruct button.
Yeah.
You just have to shoot.
And he's made
Like, could they
aware
cover
of
that
it too. Tarkin knows about it and isn't like worried for a moment.
And they know they're under attack, and it's like they don't have like people. You don't have like a goalie of sorts.
Goalie.
Well, it's like maybe we don't need to attack the rebel base today.
Like in hockey, the guy with the stick just batting it away.
Well, I mean, like a goalie in a space, craft.
It's a picture of a dude in a fucking soccer outfit outside the Death Star.
Well, why are they even trying to like fight the rebels? It seems like the rebels are doing nothing. If you're just going off this movie, it's like, are they that much of a threat?
Ding. I just soy jacked.
Oh, he said 1138, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Those helmets are so funny. Dark helmet.
He still has his hand behind his back. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So proper.
And Chewie is just fucking bloodthirsty.
It would be kind of cool if Chewie went too far at some, seemed like he bit someone's head off.
Oh yeah, he just ripped a guy's head off in his arms. Chewie, Jesus Christ.
That's the thing, like with Force Awakens, like they kill Han. It's like, oh, Chewie freaks out, but he doesn't like do anything.
Yeah, he shoots Ben
Like-
Solo like in the chest.
Yeah,
Which somehow doesn't kill Ben Solo, and then people said he was using the Force to keep the blood. I'm like, what? That's stupid. Like, he took a laser blast to the fucking chest. He'd be dead.
I don't know. That sounds kind of sexist to bring up.
He's like bleeding out in the woods, and people are like, no, it was the Force was so strong he was able to survive a laser blast. I'm like, all right.
And that's why Rey beat him, not because she's a Mary Sue.
Yeah, that was the argument at the time. He was so he's strong enough with the Force to keep the Force locked in from bleeding out to death, but it's making him too weak to beat someone who's never done anything with it. That all makes sense. Well, like JJ could have figured something like maybe he gets hit in the arm, right? And it's the arm he uses the lightsaber with, so he can't swing his
Yeah.
lightsaber around properly. Well, look, a logical way to give him a handicap in the fight that wouldn't kill you. Like he could wrap his arm up with a bandage or something.
But it's insane how much he phoned it in for Force Awakens in retrospect.
Yeah, like he didn't sit around and think about those things.
The sheer laziness of the plot, the world building, even the logic.
Yeah, because I'm not smart. I'm just thinking that I could be on the set and be like, hey, why don't we have him not get shot in the chest? That doesn't make sense. And they were like, we got it.
Like, I don't know, getting hired to bring back Star Wars feels like a pretty important job for a
Yeah.
filmmaker. And he was like, ah, fuck it. I'll just write it the night before.
Well, it's like Lawrence Kasdan's on that project too, and I'm like, dude, buddy, what happened?
Yeah, that story they tell that they walked around for a week and talked about everything. I'm like, you made that up.
With Lawrence Kasdan, like, in his thoughts on, like, especially Return, there's a part of me that thinks maybe he wasn't the genius behind a lot of it, and he got too much credit.
Well, the weird part, though, is that I love Lawrence Kasdan movies that aren't Star Wars, though.
But that's what I wonder, though, is, like,
Like his
if he's
resume.
not Star Wars.
Like, because he wrote on Raider, but then, like, Big Chill and Body Heat. I don't know. I think there was a lot of egos involved where people were trying to take credit for Star Wars when I think it was like everybody was contributing to it.
I just blame George.
I blame. I mean, George sold it to Disney. I mean, that,
Because Kurtz isn't there, Irvin Kershner's not there, his wife's gone. I mean, he's got like Ralph McQuarrie and like what's his name, John Williams. That's it. And then Lawrence Kasdan's like having to do everything he says. I don't know.
well, you also got to wonder like how much do you like give tribute to like Harrison Ford being in the movies, Carrie Fisher. Like I think there's a lot of like the actors.
I mean, Harrison Ford just doesn't want to be there. So
No,
that's
but
that's
I
the
think
one
his
thing.
charisma in the first two movies is like a big reason why they're both really good.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
is
yeah, I get
Han
what you mean.
Solo. Yeah, it's like his
Well, that's the
charisma
whole
carries.
People act like he just phones it in all three movies, and he's really good in the first two. And really, the third, he just doesn't have anything to do.
Yeah, and Raiders too.
Yeah.
Like around the time Raiders, it's like, well, dude, Harrison Ford's like great in all of those movies. I even like him in Apocalypse Now when he shows up in the tape recording scene. I think he's great. Like he's kind of
That's like
awesome there for like 10 years, and then you get the '90s sex thriller Harrison Ford, Jack Ryan Harrison Ford, which I don't like as much.
To clarify, Chad, when I said he phoned it in, I meant just for like Jedi. I didn't mean for his whole career afterwards.
Yeah, no, I get.
Well, yeah, it's just like, but that's what people let define Ford, is just that
Oh.
one movie, and they act like he never liked Han or he never wanted to be in Star Wars. And I disagree. I think he was protective of Han and didn't want him to be in a bunch of movies and watered down.
Yeah, that I agree with. Yeah, he did want him to die in Empire.
So I don't know if this is a hot take. This is my take. I think this is the best scene of the movie. Is that a?
It gets tense. However, I will say this cut of the movie, the very end beats it out with the trench run. But that's only because they just, huh?
Well, I know people would say the trench run. I could get that, but I think this like, because I've seen so many movies rip this off since, and I'm just thinking like it's the three of them. Like to me, this epitomizes Star Wars more than like an effects sequence. Like as the years have gone on, I'm like it's the three of them, the walls coming in, the editing between the two parts. Like this is to me, it's like a scene where like I've never seen something like this in a movie before. When this movie
I'll agree
comes
with you.
at.
I'll agree with you for one reason, because this is definitely George Lucas. However, the trench run scene kind of isn't, because he is literally just ripping off shot for shot Dam Busters. So it's like,
yeah, and I also think that's like the special effects guys in that scene too. I think that's an achievement of effects.
yeah.
This is
So
like,
if you want to say this, yes.
yeah, I think this is like George Lucas at his absolute best. Like the weirdness, there's a little Return of the Jedi to this with the weirdness, but it all works. It's a weird scene. It's tense.
What's
it's
that
funny.
comic book?
Yes. I think like guys like Sam Raimi, obviously, because he took some. I think like guys like that saw this scene and was like, man, fuck, I like this. Like, I see Evil Dead in this. I see. Because it's a wild idea. Like they're in the like. Because what I love about it is you don't know what's gonna happen. They like jump down this hole and they're like, we'll get out of here, and then they're in like fucking garbage. And then it like turns on them bad. And it's the most horrifying thing possible. And they have to get saved by droids. It's just
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I think from a George Lucas standpoint, yeah. But from like overall film, I'm gonna have to go at the very end.
Yeah, no, the trench run's like the achievement of the movie for sure. Like
didn't like kick Mark Hamill back into this because he was mad at him.
Yeah, that's the thing. This feels. I feel like this is like the. This just scene feels more real. This is kind of
when they became the trio.
I agree. This is when they have to bond together.
Because you have the tension. They're conflicting big personalities,
right?
But they're in a situation they have to work together to get out of.
Yeah, and I think they all come to respect each other because they get out of this situation.
Here, grab this big styrofoam thing here. Thanks, Leia.
This is almost like a scene from like Indiana Jones.
I agree.
Like,
Good
Temple
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Temple of Doom. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
This is like an Indiana. Yeah. You're right. They kind of do this all the time throughout the Indiana Jones movies.
We are going to die.
Well, when they cut and there's nobody there, that's a horrifying cut.
Yeah.
Very effective. That's the thing. Like George is cooking here.
I think he said fuck for a second.
George is fucking here.
Yeah, well, just here it's like, oh, he is creative. He does have a good imagination.
No, shut.
Yeah, they're just in it for themselves. Like fuck everybody else.
Well, also the Death Star is as a place too. It feels labyrinthy, like the fact that there's these hidden parts of it. I love, like, why that they have this room in the Death Star.
That has like
Big Trouble in Little China, as we've said before when watching it,
Yeah.
it does capture this really well.
I agree. Big Trouble in Little China feels like New Hope the whole time. It feels like you're watching A New Hope.
Like Carpenter can hate Star Wars all he wants. I don't give a fuck, dude. You clearly were inspired by it.
Yeah, well, that's a weird thing about that clip when he shit talking Spielberg and he talks about Star Wars. I'm like, dude, you literally like made a movie that's so similar to this movie, and what's special about it? And it's one of your most entertaining movies.
You.
I know you would, Lizard.
Just like touch. You got all embarrassed and flustered.
Oh, well, gee, like I guess we're off the swing again. We gotta go back. I forgot something.
That is a good point, like, because it is almost the go back to the self-insert thing. It's like Luke starts off, and then now he's living in like a boy's fantasy comic book story where like a princess girl kisses you and you're a hero.
It's Tarzan.
And it's his sister. Like it's
Yeah, and he's like doesn't have the background to be able to do any of these things, but he's just magically able to have these superpowers. I mean, that's the thing. Another great scene on the Death Star. It's like, wait, these two are gonna fight with lightsabers? Are you kidding?
You can do that?
We're getting out, because that's the thing. They set up the lightsaber, and you don't expect for a sec. You're like, wait, they're gonna. He has a red one.
I love his little spin. That
No.
always cracks me up.
Obi-Wan's ridiculous in this scene. It's so
You know how
funny.
How crazy it was when in Return of the Jedi, he's like, he's got a green one, and then in like the prequels, like he's got a double one, he's got a purple one. It was like each time it kept on.
That is how it
There's
was in
something
the
new.
theater in '99 when you saw the two lightsabers. You're like, oh fuck, he's got two.
In The Force Awakens, it's a cross because you're not allowed to worship Jesus.
And in Revenge of the Sith, he's like, oh, he's quadruple wielding for lightsabers at some point. So each movie has its own like little thing, except for Empire.
It is really sick. They have a sword fight in this movie. Like, great idea. Just like great idea by George. Like, I'm gonna have a sword fight, and it's a laser sword fight.
Jokes aside, like honestly, the lightsaber duel isn't bad.
I agree.
It's
I
just,
never
like,
thought it
we're
was
so
bad.
accustomed to them doing flips and shit that like it seems lame, but that's kind of like a postmodern criticism.
Yeah, I always liked the saber duel between Obi-Wan and Vader.
It always just seems like a spoiled sort of thing. It's like, well, you got all the backflipping and the bullshit in the prequel, so when you go back and see this, like, oh, it doesn't look impressive.
Well,
I
it's
don't think
very
the fight
clear.
was supposed to be impressive, you know what I mean? It was supposed to be just like these two characters are meeting.
Well, it feels like they're both. It feels like defensive combat,
Yes.
where neither's actually trying to kill the other. They're just holding the other off, and Obi-Wan's buying time.
I think it's a game between the two of them. I think Vader's not trying necessarily to kill Obi-Wan, and I think Obi-Wan knows that he can't really fight Vader. Yeah, well, give yourself away, Luke.
Yeah.
Him stepping down was so funny. Like you didn't know he was gone before?
Where'd he go?
Yeah. Is this a magic trick, Obi-Wan?
As lightsaber's not red anymore.
The door shutting as Vader approaches it is so badass. It's so badass Rogue One just stole it. Because, like, Vader's going that way to fuck shit up. That's what I like. Like, he's gonna go... He's like, I gotta go kill these bastards.
Han's gonna crack a monster as they take off. That's how they enter light speed.
He puts on a backwards baseball cap.
Yeah, and Creed starts playing. Can you take me higher? See, now Luke's is Aunt and Uncle dying? Obi-Wan, this guy I met a couple days ago. He's upset.
I will admit, Family Guy partly did ruin that scene for me with the couch.
Did anybody ever play Empire at War, the RTS?
I
game
did,
that
My
yeah.
buddy Titus does.
I
Yeah,
fucking love that. I still play to this day.
yeah, it's a good game.
There's
So
so many...
Darth Vader is kind of the Shadow the Hedgehog of the Jedi.
Oh, for sure. Maria. Padme. Him and Padme run. She's pulling him on roller skates. They do
He's doing the
Sand-Aid.
heelys down the Death Star
Yeah.
corridors.
Well, there's so many badass things here, like Luke going on the trench run mission's badass, and then Vader deciding he needs to go out there is badass on the opposite end. Those are both awesome
Also, the
decisions.
scale.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
the
it's
Death Star
huge.
feels the size of a planet.
Well, if it really does feel like a suicide mission, you're like, well, how are they going to pull this off? They have to blow like this thing in a little tiny hole to blow up this planet, and they're getting attacked the entire time.
Well, that's my argument with pleasuring a woman. It's like, I gotta find this tiny little thing.
Find the clitoris, Luke. Focus.
Gotta go along the crack.
That shot's amazing. That's such an
How did they pull
incredible
that one
shot.
off?
I don't know. That's an
That's that one guy
amazing
in
shot.
Sibian.
Well, it's so smart to have the POV into the trench, and then to have them in the cockpit and have the motion behind them with it, so you get the sense of what's happening. It's so many little genius things.
He's just bouncing up and down, but nobody else is.
That's the thing. He's like on a Sibian or something. That's cool. Little monocle.
I love how casual that guy's acting. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna do this. Like this
Even
isn't
when he
crazy.
dies, he
probably go
dies
well
super
for me.
casually.
Yeah, these guys don't give a fuck. Yeah, it is funny in a modern movie. These would be like kind of handsome guys or like buff guys, and these are all just like dudes you see at a bar.
I don't
Yeah,
know if they're all guys. They certainly wouldn't have the same skin color.
Oh no, it would be.
Ow! It's like he stepped on a Lego.
Although,
It is
though,
really
like,
funny. There is no black people or Asian Hispanic. I
Not
mean,
a
it is-
single one.
It's hysterical when you watch this. So you're like, that's odd. This
well, that's
galaxy,
the thing too. Is like
it's very white.
a black dude in one of these would be awesome.
Yeah, that's the thing. You want that pilot that's black. That's like
And
talking
it makes
shit.
sense in the future that there's different races.
Yeah, you want Will. One of them should be an alien. Like it's kind of like lacks creativity in that way. George just like cast like some I don't know some janitors.
James
I
Hetfield's here.
I need some guys to be in the cockpits. Just saying, do you want to do it? Some guys
Yeah, well, that's what
mopping
like
the
Return of the
floor.
Jedi I actually think really benefits is you get the aliens, you get the like
Yeah.
diversity.
you get that one Asian guy that's like a kamikaze. Yeah,
No, it's
Yeah,
true.
it is
Having
silly, but
Lando
it's
and
like-
General and Akbar.
Well, it makes the universe seem larger.
Yeah, the space
Yeah.
battle in Return of the Jedi is like my favorite part of the movie.
Because the Empire, I get it being British. That makes sense with what they're going for. But the rebellion as well.
Yeah, it is weird. It doesn't create a contrast between the two. Like the rebels should be mixed in with like different races and aliens and women against like this stiff British white empire, but it's just white people fighting white people.
White on
as
white
it should
crime.
Yeah. Damn, the only
This
Our
is our
biggest problem-
drive-by.
I think yeah, it's a trench run. Hey motherfucker, look out.
I'm off for a few seconds.
No, it's so awesome that Vader goes out. I'm upset Vader never gets in a ship again. And Luke never gets in a space battle again. It kind of like is. I get why, but it kind of sucks. I do wish
We've talked
Luke-
about that
He was
before.
in the speeders in Empire. I guess that kind of counts. But
Yeah, but it's weird he doesn't get the. Yeah, we never get like an X-wing sequence with Luke again, because he's like a pilot's like a skill.
I was gonna say, like, we've talked about how with Jedi, it's like they're gonna go blow up the Death Star again. It's kind of like I'd like that guy maybe leading the assault.
Yeah, Luke
there's some
flying.
thing-
Luke could be leading the aerial assault. Han and Leia could be on a ground assault. There could be a different strategy.
Well, you could have
watching it
maybe
right now,
Luke-
I wonder about the Spielberg influence, like the trash companies. Like this, almost like Jaws in a sense, but this especially with Duel and Jaws with Vader hunting them
yeah.
down in the chase. But also, it really shows with Harry Potter and the broomstick sport, like the trench run, how impactful that probably was for that shit.
Yeah, I think aerial
Yeah.
movement in a movie and how you cut sequences like that where things are happening, like with characters falling off to the side. It's probably one of the most ripped off scenes ever is the trench run specifically. I love the mustache guy, Luke's friend from
Now, he's my
Tatooine,
favorite.
that has the deleted scene where they're like looking through binoculars.
Biggs.
Yeah, Biggs. If that was Tom Selleck, that was Magnum PI.
I miss that when it was like very like distinctly Italian men in movies like that. The mustache
hairy.
and everything.
Yeah, Biggs
It
was
is
in there
hairy,
like, hey,
man.
Luke,
Yeah.
we're gonna book the test.
The only thing we get anymore is Mario, and that's voiced by Chris Pratt.
Yeah, it's even cool that R2's on the ship, and that's a cool component that you can add a droid to your ship and stuff like that. There's a lot of good ideas.
I know, I never thought of that. Yeah,
Yeah, it's smart.
like, we're just yeah.
'Cause
It's like your dog. It's like your dog in your truck with you.
yeah,
or
because when you see
something.
this movie, you care about R2 at this point. So you're like, damn, R2's on the. He could get blown up too.
Oh, dude's just sticking his
Yeah,
head out the
fuck that
window.
Luke guy. We care about R2.
Yeah, R2's our guy. Every time they cut
It's,
in
like,
Vader's
scary.
cockpit, it looks awesome. Like the inside of the X-wings is kind of like but every time they cut into one of the black, it's like awesome looking. So it's so anime. Like because I love like Gundam, and so much of it is my favorite stuff is when they cut inside the cockpits. I'm a huge fan of like going inside the cockpit of a mech suit or
I like that with Power Rangers when I was
Yeah,
younger.
I agree. No, I think it's a huge part of it. Is like put me inside of it, and then when the stuff happens on the outside, it connects. Your brain connects it so well.
Mm-hmm.
You
You
get
don't know how
more out
messed
of
up my
it.
childhood was. I had Power Rangers Turbo on VHS and watched it like all the time.
Go Power Rangers Turbo, go, go.
Oh shit, that one.
We should do that
Yeah,
when
I
it's a
think
movie
Rick
night. That
Moss
movie's
has some
wild.
actors in that. They
'Cause
rip
the
off
orig-
Yoda.
Because the original one's kind of a good movie. The Ivan Ooze one's actually, I think, a decent
Yeah.
film. But Turbo's like schlock.
Yeah, I watched that the other day. I think it was like either Schindler's List or Power Rangers Turbo, and I flipped the coin. Turbo won.
Well, yeah, obviously, as you do.
Two opposite ends.
Two-Face.
Batman, you're gonna have to watch Schindler's List or Power Rangers. What?
What? What?
Joker, no.
The fuck?
You're a sick fuck, Two-Face.
God damn, I need to lock you up.
You bastard.
You son of a bitch. And it's like Harvey's the one that likes Turbo.
Well, Batman's half Jewish, so that makes sense. Obviously, gonna watch Schindler's List.
No,
Harvey.
I do love that now it's the thing. Every comic book protagonist is Jewish.
Yeah,
It's like Peter
it's
Parker,
all
Bruce
done after the
Wayne,
fact.
Superman, they're all Jewish.
He's like the Jews claim Superman, but he's not like. Of course, he couldn't be Jewish. But Batman is. His mom was Jewish apparently.
Have you seen that video where they
Really?
dub like Anakin with the Vader in this, and it's like him spinning, like spinning? That's a neat trick.
It's like a yeah.
He's spinning out. He's like, wee. There's that shot on Tarkin right before he realizes, like, oh, I fucked
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, he's dead.
It's over. It's Joker.
He might have went a bit too far in some places.
I wonder what he's thinking in that moment. Like, oh fuck, did I?
Well played.
Yeah, it would be funny if he said a line like that, like, "Well done,
I'll
sir."
be damned.
He claps twice slowly.
It's crazy they don't kill Vader. I mean, that is one of those things. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
that feels purposeful that they don't have Vader die in the final battle.
Well, George wanted a sequel. That's why they had Splinter of the Mind's
Because
Eye
imagine
written.
if they did kill Darth Vader. I mean, it changes everything. It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
It was a wise choice. That would have been an after credit scene nowadays, but
Yeah, Yeah, it would be the Boba Fett coming out of the Sarlacc pit. Archie's like, God damn, I got fucked up. Son of a bitch. Why did I go on that with you?
It looks just sweaty. He's just-
They
That's
just
it.
leave him there to suffer.
Yeah.
He's just hanging.
Oh shit, the metal.
Once again, no time wasted. We could have like a scene where they kind of talk and it's like, nope, metal scene.
Nah, yeah.
Let's just get in with it.
He never wears that yellow jacket again. I like
I
that yellow
love it
jacket.
so much. And you could play in the Battlefront game when you can get that fit. He
Mhm.
looks
See, and this
so
is the
cool in
thing.
it.
With the whole Empire being inspired by Nazis issue, is that this is the most Nazi-inspired imagery in
Yeah.
the entire movie.
It looks like Triumph
and
of
it's
the
the
World.
rebellion. It's clear that Lucas just loved like World War II documentaries
Yes.
and just put that shit where it looked cool.
Well, it looks like wartime. It's like Evangelion. How it looks like those old war edits that they would show the
Yeah.
heroes for. This looks like wartime propaganda footage.
Well, there's no dialogue. It's just music and
Yeah,
like
if the
editing.
German national anthem was playing right now,
Erica's playing like really loudly.
Yeah, Star Wars really is just rebel propaganda.
yeah, my favorite Luke outfits. I love this outfit, and I love him in the Hoth like snow fit.
Yeah.
Geek out for like
The one that's just got a
crazy.
baseball cap. You don't see baseball caps very often. in
Yeah, they
Star
don't
Wars
wear
universe.
hats. They wear like hats, like captain hats or something, like military hats. But no one's ever wearing just like a hat. Although I think Luke does wear in the deleted scene. I think he has like a fucking bucket cap on. at one
Yeah. He's yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the Prada hat.